What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Anubis, the gamer archer, here with a brand new video for you guys today. Welcome to the channel. If you're feeling good, look at it, smelling. If you're not feeling good, hopefully you feel better throughout the rest of your day. If you're not smelling good, go wash your ass. So today's video, we're going to do a video about Diablo Immortal, recently released free-to-play mobile Diablo game, made by Netmarble, who's known in the mobile game genre. But it's Diablo, so it's also Blitz. When it comes to this video, I didn't want to do a review of this game at all. I'm to be honest with you. I had no interest in doing a review. And I don't really want to consider this video itself to be a review. It's just a video that I decided to make because, you know, of the character creator. And in general, I do want to talk about Diablo Immortal just a little bit. This is an unscripted video, as most of my videos tend to be unscripted. So if you're trying to figure out why I look certain ways, understand that my camera is on the right side of me. So sometimes I'll look to the right to look at the camera or to look at just myself in the OBS feed. Anyways, this is gonna be a vlog style video as well as just a gameplay video. So we're gonna get to see gameplay in a bit. So if you're worried about not seeing gameplay of the game, you're going to see gameplay in just a bit. Don't worry. Just want to do a little intro, talk to you guys a little bit before we get into it. So do all the things the algorithm likes. Hit the like button, subscribe for more content. Let's get into this shit. So the first thing I want to say about this game is it's actually a very good looking game in terms of the kind of quality that you would expect for a mobile game. Mobile games are definitely increasing in scope and visuals and beauty and their overall graphics. So it's not like what you're used to with mobile games. For someone who don't play mobile video games, you're used to, you know, it's basically like those games like Raid Shadow Legends or even older games. But the more modern mobile games actually look like legitimate not third party, but AAA titles. They look like games that you will play on your PC or on your console, maybe like PS3 or 360, you know, era kind of visuals. A lot of them, you know, they put a lot of time and effort into. And this game is no different. It looks visually like, you know, a game from a generation or two ago. Oh, I shouldn't say ago, but like maybe 2 generations ago. Again, PS3, Xbox 360 style visuals, Xbox 360 style graphics. You know, it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of the topic of the video, I do want to talk about the character creation. That's like the big reason why I'm making this video. The big reason why I was going to ignore, you know, talking about and covering this game entirely. But the character creator of this game is so bad for me personally that I have to do a video about the character creation. And I get it. Before anyone goes, it's a mobile game, it's free to play. It doesn't have to have an extensive character creation. It doesn't have to have, you know, some kind of crazy character creator like Black Desert Online. I'm not saying it has to have crazy BDO style visuals. It doesn't. That's not what I'm saying. But there's basic things that I think you should have when it comes to a character creator. Most importantly, it needs to be a character creator that can create any race. This is one of those kind of topics. So if you're one of the people who don't want to hear about race in video games, things like that, might as well just leave. But like, you want to make sure there's more than like 6 shades of color. So you look at this game's character creator. I'm a black guy, so I want to make a black character. And this is the darkest shade of black they have. They have like very light brown. That's it. How hard would it be to add, you know, a regular brown skin tone and a dark brown skin tone? Wouldn't be hard at all to do those things, to add those 3 more shades. Adding, you know, a regular brown and dark brown. No, they have three shades of colors. And when it comes to making a black character, the best you can do for a black male as a demon hunter is light brown. And not only that, you get 3 presets, and those 3 presets don't give you any kind of facial structure to start off with, where you could make someone who's of, you know, Afro descent. So this is the issue I have when it comes to character creator. It's like they don't think or don't know that people who aren't white males play their games. It's not just white men who play your games, Blizzard. And considering things that Blizzard are currently going through when it comes to the fact that they have this, you know, the sexual allegations against them, the toxic work environment situation that goes against them, Blizzard, you don't have the room right now to be able to afford any kind of negativity towards you right now when it comes to this kind of topic, because look what you've been dealing with for like the last year and a half. So now you got to deal with me bringing up the fact that this game isn't directed towards anyone who is of melanated skin tone, because you can't make a black character, or at least you can't make a black male in this game. Even when it comes to the hair of the characters, There's no black hairstyles, like zero. Usually video games would at least give you like the basics, like, you know, a fro, some dreads, maybe some cornrows, and that's it. And they'll call it down that. And those are the three basic black male hairstyles. This game doesn't even have that. This game doesn't even have basic black hairstyles like cornrows, dreads, or an afro. You have like just a bunch of white hairstyles, and that's it. That's all you get to work with. So by the time you're watching me making my demon hunter, by the time I'm done making my character, he just looks like a slightly tanned white dude. Because you can't make a black male character in this game. Even when you use the face sculpture, because this game does give you a bit of face sculpting, you still don't even get to make the character that you want to look like, or the character to make. I maxed out the nostrils on the game, and it still doesn't look like a melanated person's nose. It doesn't look like my nose. It doesn't look like a black nose. You know, we have some pretty white nostrils. You know, we have a pretty, you know, got that push down, you know, nose tip. You can't make that in this game. You can't get close to it. There's no presets that allow you to even have that. It's a very naked game when you can't make yourself in the game. Part of the joy of role-playing in a role-playing game is being able to make yourself within the game as close as you possibly could. As close as you possibly could. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. It doesn't have to be exact. It just needs to look close enough so I can go, all right, I can live with that. He looks like a black dude. That doesn't exist in this game. I have my dude, made my dude. That's what my dude looks like. Like I said, a slightly tanned white dude. So what about the rest of the game? The rest of the game plays just like, you know, basic Diablo. In terms, I will say it compares mostly to Diablo 3. If you play Diablo 3, this game will feel very similar to that. Take Diablo 3 and turn it into a mobile game. You know, that's what you get here. Kind of the same kind of storytelling, the same kind of like it has a lot of visual resemblance to Diablo 3, more so than say like Diablo 2, which looks a little bit more rough or a little bit more photorealistic, whereas this kind of has like a more cartoony or a shell shaded look towards it, kind of like Diablo 3 does. And when it comes to like the actual gameplay of the game isn't bad. It's not terrible. You know, it's something that you could see yourself, you know, spending a lot of time, you know, wasting your time doing. I feel like this is one of those games where if you're like waiting for a match of Siege or Valorant or whatever to start, you're on your phone playing this game, just wasting time. You know, it's one of them games where like you wait for something to download on your Xbox or your PS5 or your downloads on your PC, you can waste some time. It's a waste some time game. It's not something that you in like hardcore heavy play. It's not Diablo 2. It's not Diablo 3. Even though I compare it to Diablo 3 when it comes to the visuals and you know the combat. Everything in terms of like the movement and the abilities, things like that, all feels very smooth. The only negative thing I will mention when it comes to the gameplay, or at least when it comes to abilities, is on PC. I don't know if it's just me or if it's a bug or it's intended in gameplay. I cannot heal myself in this game unless I pick up a heal orb that's floating around, or if I have to leave combat in terms of, you know, I have to hit right on my mouse to deselect combat and then heal myself. I can't in the middle of combat heal myself, so that gets frustrating because you're in the heat of combat. You're just hitting Q to, you know, heal yourself and say, I'm not healing myself. I'm not healing. Why am I not getting healed? I'm hitting Q. Why is my character not getting any health? Why do I have to like legit leave combat, deselect combat to heal myself in the middle of a boss fight? So I had to go find somewhere where the boss can't hit me, deselect, and then hit Q, and then come back to the boss from where I was hiding at to heal myself. It's weird. That's weird and funky. So I don't know if it's a bug. I don't know if it's intended. I don't know. But if I was you know developers, I would change that. Change that. People shouldn't have to like deselect combat. Just let me hit freaking Q. I don't have that problem on mobile. I have this game on both PC and on mobile to just get different perspectives and different feels of the game. On mobile, that's not an issue. Mobile, I can just hit the button on my phone and then I heal myself. There is no leaving combat, anything like that. The game plays way better on mobile in terms of the identity of the game and the identity of the combat than it does on PC. PC plays better in terms of just optimization and performance. Then again, I'm playing on a Galaxy S8, so my phone's not the most up-to-date video game playing, you know, phone. So it probably will play better on, you know, an iPad or, you know, other kind of tablets or, the newer Samsung phones and newer iPhones and things like that. So it probably does play more optimized on those. On my phone though, optimization wise, there's a little bit of stutter, there's a little bit of lag. That's pretty much it though. Other than that, it runs fine. My phone doesn't like heat up anything like that. On PC, again, I haven't had any issues performance wise. It's performing pretty well. I have a 980 Ti, so it's not a great graphics card. Running the game on very high and no problems. I think the game itself, as of right now, is not a bad game. It's a decent game to waste your time in. This isn't a review, so I'm gonna give it a score. I don't think this game deserves to be even reviewed in terms of scores because I don't know what you want to compare this to. I feel like there's no set concrete way to judge this game in terms of the combat because it's a mobile game on PC as well. It's not too Diablo 2 like at all, and other than like visual comparisons to Diablo 3, that's as best you compare it to any Diablo game. Then outside of that, you have the whole conversation about microtransactions and things like that. And honestly, what did you expect? Anyone who's out there who's upset about how money hungry this game is, I think there's a video from someone, I forgot who it was, I think it's Bellier, and they found out in order to, if you want to not grind at all, if you want to just get your character maxed out as fast as possible, it will cost you like $100,000 to max out your character as fast as possible in this game, and that's insane. But you don't have to do that. You can just grind the game and get to the max level, etc., etc., etc. And I understand that people who be like, you're justifying, them making this game being money hungry. I'm not justifying shit. I'm just saying you have to be realistic when it comes to saying you got to spend $100,000. You don't have to spend $100,000. It's a choice for you to spend money on the game. You don't have to. You don't have to buy a battle pass. You choose to. They're not forcing you to spend a dime in this game. There's a 99-cent freaking little bundle thing. You don't have to buy that. You can choose to buy that if you want to, but you don't have to buy that. And when it comes down to it, yeah, it's greedy as hell. It's predatory as hell when it comes to like how some of the things are, how it's like there's some pay for convenience or pay for advancements and pay for like just there's so much pay to in the game to where yeah, it's annoying and it's frustrating. You don't want to see it, you just want to play the game. But at the exact same time, it's a free to play game and developers have to make money somehow. I pose this question all the time. If you play a free to play game, do you not want the people who made the game to make any money? Because they have families to feed. They have bills to pay. They can't pay their bills and feed their family if the game they just spent months, years making isn't making any money. Who's paying? Who's going to put, if they didn't have any microtransactions at all, who's footing the bill? Someone has to, because otherwise these guys work for free. Again, it's kind of like a devil's advocate standpoint, I'll admit. Because personally, I think it should, if you're going to have a free-to-play game, I think the only thing that should cost money is like a battle pass. I think battle passes are fine. I think cosmetic items are fine. I think mount have to pay for certain, tiers of mounts, or certain, customized mounts. I feel like that's all fine. It's when it comes to the pay to win that it becomes a problem where like there's a PvP aspect and you can pay your way to being the best player PvP wise. It's where it's when you can pay for convenience. Let's say there's an issue in the game and they notice the issue, but the only you can get around that issue is if you buy something that gets you around that issue. That's when, like, those are things where I don't want to see that. But I'm okay with battle passes. I'm okay with, optional cosmetics that you can buy just make your character look cooler or things like that. I'm okay with, like, there's some basic mounts in a video game and you can go ahead and buy, these special mounts that look way better and they have, like, rainbows come out of their ass and things like that. That's fine to me. So you're gonna see a lot of people, go ape shit when it comes to the microtransactions of the game, but I just say, what do you expect? What do you expect with a free-to-play game? Every free-to-play game tries their best to maximize how much money they can make out of it. Sometimes it's fucked up, and sometimes it's like, I mean, I don't mind that. When I say I don't mind that, like, you'll see something in the game that you don't mind them charging for. Overall, I think the game's just decent. I think if you don't have anything really to do when you're like waiting for your games to load, things like that, or just waste some time if you're on you know, you're in a Uber, you're on a city bus, you're in a taxi, you're on the airplane, you're, you know, at someone's house, so you don't really want to be there, so you just sit on the couch and you're bored. You can just play Diablo Immortal. Nothing wrong with that. I think it's a fun game, you know, for the most part. I would rather play Diablo 2. I'd rather play Diablo 3. I own those games, so I do play them. But if I'm not playing those games and wasting time doing whatever I want to do, Immortal, I'm glad it exists. I'm glad the game exists. But with all that said, if this video, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all be safe. Be kind to another. I'm going to go chill, play some video games. Not this game, but I'm going to play some other games. But yeah, y'all be safe. Be kind to another. I'll catch you on the next one. Being your boy, Noobs the Game Archer. I'm out of here. Be safe. Deuces.